Today, we're starting a fascinating trip inside the life of Neil Armstrong, one of history's most illustrious astronauts. This film tries to shed light on this mysterious figure's lesser-known characteristics and controversies, in addition to the well-known moon landing. We'll examine the intricacies of Neil Armstrong's life and legacy, covering everything from his post-moon landing seclusion to the one small step debate, his involvement in space politics, moon landing hoax conspiracy theories, and the environmental effects of space travel. As always, we'll provide an informed and illuminating experience by giving you a well-researched and impartial picture while avoiding sensationalism. So, let's get started. Post-moon landing reclusiveness. After the famous moon landing in 1969, Neil Armstrong shocked the world by leading a solitary life and avoiding the spotlight. Many people were intrigued by his post-moon landing seclusion and wondered why he chose to shun the spotlight and public engagements. Armstrong had always been a reclusive person, but the intense pressure and widespread attention that followed his moonwalk probably greatly impacted his yearning for isolation. Being the first person to walk on the moon brought a level of celebrity and adulation never experienced. Still, it also carried a great deal of duty and expectations. The continual attention and interview requests may have been too much for the modest astronaut who had always liked to let his activities speak for themselves. Armstrong is still a figure of mystery and intrigue because of his seclusion, which allowed him to treasure the private moments of his life away from the spotlight and preserve the amazing experience of the moon landing. The one small step controversy. The one small step debate is centered on the famous quote said by Neil Armstrong on the moon for the first time during the Apollo 11 mission in 1969. Intentionally, Armstrong said, "That's one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind." The word "a" was not audible during the live broadcast owing to a transmission error, which led many to misunderstand the remark as that's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. The real significance and impact of Armstrong's statements have come under scrutiny and discussion due to this omission. Some claim that adding the letter "a" would have clarified the phrase's grammatical context and highlighted the significance of the subject's accomplishment. Others argued that Armstrong's message was still powerful, even without the "a", underscoring humanity's enormous step forward in space exploration. Space fans continue to be intrigued and enthralled by the one small step dispute, which also serves as a reminder of the unpredictability of historical events and the influence that language has on how we understand the past. Role in space politics. The significance of Neil Armstrong in space politics went beyond his famous moon landing. Armstrong continued to have a significant role in determining the direction of space exploration even after leaving NASA in 1971. He participated in several advisory panels and offered his insightful knowledge and experience to legislators and space agencies. Armstrong's influence was most felt during the discussions over NASA's future budget and goals. He argued for a well-rounded strategy for space exploration, highlighting the significance of both crewed and robotic missions. Armstrong thought uncrewed operations might open the door for human-crewed missions, acting as essential preludes. He was frequently asked for his thoughts on space policy issues because of his influence and esteem within the community. Long after his momentous moonwalk, Armstrong continued to progress in space exploration by participating in space politics, a lasting influence on human spaceflight. Moon landing hoax conspiracy theories. Moon landing hoax ideas contend that the Apollo moon landings were fake and never took place, implying that NASA and the US government staged the event to deceive the international community. These unfounded accusations first surfaced soon after the Apollo 11 mission's successful lunar landing in 1969 and have continued despite the preponderance of evidence supporting the integrity of the moon landings. Deniers of the moon landing frequently challenge the lack of stars in the lunar sky, point out apparent anomalies in images and movies, and assert that the American flag looked to wave in a vacuum. Professionals and scientists have fully refuted these assertions and have offered plausible justifications for the alleged irregularities. The overwhelming amount of evidence, which includes lunar reflectors, rover tracks, and rock samples, confirms that people did in fact, land on the moon. Despite this, false information and skepticism of authority continue to feed moon landing hoax conspiracy theories in popular culture. These ideas emphasize false information's influence and critical thought's value while assessing historical occurrences and scientific advancements. Environmental impact of space exploration. Space debris management is just one aspect of how space exploration affects the environment. Other variables include the production and launch of spacecraft. Carbon emissions and other pollutants are produced due to the substantial energy and resource utilization required to produce rockets and spacecraft. Large amounts of greenhouse gases are released during rocket launches, contributing to air pollution and climate change. Additionally, there is an increasing environmental worry due to the growth of space debris, which includes pieces of destroyed satellites and rocket stages. The problem can be made worse by space debris colliding with active satellites, producing additional fragments and raising the likelihood of collisions. Additionally, concerns about the possible influence on celestial worlds like the Moon or Mars, where human operations may leave a long-lasting legacy, develop as space exploration advances. Space agencies and commercial businesses are looking towards more ecologically friendly and sustainable methods to handle these issues, such as creating reusable rockets and active space debris cleaning programs. To ensure that space travel is sustainable and considerate of Earth and other celestial settings, it will be essential to strike a balance between cosmic exploration and good environmental management. Closing. And that's a wrap on the captivating and complex story of Neil Armstrong. We hope this video gave you a balanced and well-researched look at the controversies and lesser-known aspects of this iconic astronaut's life. Remember, exploring history can be as thrilling as space exploration. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with fellow space enthusiasts. Keep the conversation going in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more intriguing content. Until next time, take care and stay curious.